Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of Mad Dialogue with me, Michelle.
Me, Skyla.
I hope everybody's doing well this week. Without further ado, let's just get into it. I came across a show purely by chance, and I put Skyla onto it. And I'm so glad we did because we were thoroughly entertained. It's called Open House, The Great Sex Experiment on Channel 4. In the UK, if anybody's interested in watching it. So the episode that we watched, it was season 2, episode 1, I believe. And it involved two couples, Connor and Kirsty, and Shanice and Ricardo. And basically, they have the inclination that they would like to experiment with sex. With Connor and Kirsty, it was introducing another man into the equation, obviously a threesome. That was Kirsty's idea. And with Shanice and Ricardo, she was interested in a couple, but he was interested in
another woman.
Okay, so they go to this lovely mansion in the middle of the countryside, and upon arriving, there are other couples and there are also single people. So for me, I'm just like, they will use anything to make television because it is just like mind blowing. For Connor and Kirsty, I felt, and I'm sure Skyla will agree with me, that it was more her that wanted to experiment with another man in the equation, and Connor really didn't seem up for it at all. And he did say several times he didn't want to lose his wife. Okay, so do you want to carry on and talk about when they sort of met, when they met up like in the party setting to get to know people?
So I feel like when watching that bit, I felt so peaked for him in this bit because basically, obviously they came down as a couple and they're ready to start mingling and look for a potential person to bring into their relationship. And the first guy that they interacted with,
can you remember his name?
Josh.
So what was the second one
that was? Oh wait, so no,
Josh.
So Josh was the second one they spoke to. So they spoke to Nathan first.
That's right.
And then they spoke to Josh. So with this Nathan, they got a good vibe with him and whatever, but obviously they wanted to talk to other people. So they both started talking to this Josh guy now. And see, I'm pretty sure Connor was saying like he had a good bromance with him, like he felt good vibes from him. But Kirsty, was that her name?
Yes.
The way she was going on about this guy.
Nathan was the fine one. No.
It was Josh.
Was it? I'm sure Nathan was the... Okay, carry on.
Yeah, because she was like, Josh is the one from... Like, she was talking about Josh.
Okay, I thought he was Nathan, but carry on.
So then
Sorry.
she was like talking about how gorgeous he is, basically, and that upset Connor.
Yeah.
And he's like, because you've never spoke about me like that. And she's trying to say, well, I do, but he's like, but not to my face. And, so that was the deal breaker for him because of how much interest she showed into this guy, even though he felt a good vibe with him too. He was like, no, like he doesn't want to.
But they did attempt though, didn't they?
No, so they attempted with Nathan. They went back to Nathan now for the first night. And that's when they tried. And he saw, I think that was when Nathan was giving her a massage.
That's right.
And then he wasn't feeling it.
No,
because they made out. They had a no kiss for all, but then they dropped it. She made out with the other guy and he wasn't having it. So then it was the next night that then they were like, you know what, let's give Josh a try. And they went, the best time, innit?
But it was just so like, oh my goodness. So let's break it down. So basically they go to the room and she then takes herself into the bathroom and then reappears in sexy lingerie. And Connor has already stripped down to his boxer shorts. And Josh
is just
sitting in the chair, fully clothed in the chair, just observing. And so then she exits the bathroom, and he apologizes to Connor when he compliments Connor's wife. Like, it's really weird to watch. Like, I don't think I could have felt any more uncomfortable if I was in the actual room with them.
No,
like, it real. Was like, and so Connor and Kirsty get to, get it cracking. And then Josh joined in.
It's the way he said it. Oh, I can't even repeat it.
No, say it. What did he say?
He was like, do you mind if I kiss her breast? Guys, sorry if anyone's got headphones. What? And it was just
like the cringe-worthy factor was through the roof for me. When I was watching, I literally put my dressing gown over my head because I was like, what is this? So, but what I will say is this: the next day was a whole new Connor.
Not even the same night.
Okay, the same night, but but Skyla made a good observation. Skyla said maybe he caught sight of his manhood and he was bigger and he felt more confident.
Yeah, because I feel like
Josh was small compared to him in every way, but they were so similar as well.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
As well. Like, I'd take that as a compliment, no shade. But if I could see the person that my partner was going for to bring in was so similar to me, I'd be like, okay, well,
like the Temu version.
Yeah, basically. All right then.
But Skylar's right. That after it was a completely different Connor, and when they did like the update, they kept it going, and he was happy, and I was starting to wonder if she was going to get fed up with the fact that, and I wonder if they brought in a female.
I do wonder, but I know they definitely linked up with Josh again.
Must have done, but then I think
did.
And that as well, don't you think that it could get then complicated?
Well, no, because
don't you think feelings? Because
she admitted, she said she didn't feel anything. You know, and I feel like even so,
you must feel something to even put yourself in a position like that with a stranger. You have to be attracted to the person.
Yeah, you have to be attracted to them. But I also feel like, you know, I've heard people say, I think once you hit a certain number of having sex with people, you kind of don't feel the emotions anymore. Like, I think it's like after like 3 or 4, like it gets to the point where you don't actually, like, the emotions aren't there. It's literally just sex. Like, and obviously,
with who? Your partner or strangers?
Strangers. Like, after multiple sexual partners, like there comes a point when there isn't really much attachment.
I guess Lily Phillips can answer that for us.
But yeah.
But anyway, so moving on now, we had Shanice and Ricardo.
Oh, poor Shanice and Ricardo.
So they were all up for it. Like, they were very excited to have this experience. And like we said earlier, Shanice wanted to be with another couple. So then in her mind, then nobody's being left out.
Because that was what she was worried about more than anything, was being kicked to the side and being left out.
Yeah. And Ricardo was, he just wants a female. Yeah. So she decided to
compromise.
Yeah, so they did speak to a couple.
This couple was so attractive, must I add. Like,
they did speak to a couple, but then there was 2 young ladies, one Precious and one called Grace. So they approached Precious first, and you can all, so they put it to her, and you can always tell by the person how the person starts responding. And she's like, "You're a lovely girl, I think you're stunning." And she goes, and like, Ricardo, I think, you're lovely in that. And she goes, I just look at you like a brother. Yeah. And when you hear them words, you're like, okay, pop the balloon, like all of that. Like, and you just see Ricardo's face. So then they thought, all right, they tried not to take it too much to heart and said, okay, let's try Grace now. Grace came with the same thing practically.
Yeah, basically.
Practically. And then you could just see now, and Shanice actually said, I wonder if we're going to get the opportunity.
And because obviously, like, I think they made a point as well, like, you're not thinking that is like, you're honestly not thinking that when you're going in there, you're just going to think, it's more my decision here if I end up having
exactly.
You're not really thinking, oh shit, I'm going to get rejected, and I'm not being funny as well. I do wonder if it pissed her off a bit, because she
wanted to be a couple,
and that too, and also the fact that the woman did say, you're lovely, but I'm not interested in your partner, because then also that kind of said, all right, well, he was a deal breaker there. Like, he was what ruined the show.
And what made me, or not made me laugh, but what I found interesting is when he said, I'm not used to rejection. Please be quiet, okay? Everybody has experienced rejection in their life, okay? I don't care.
But obviously, they've been together like 10 years, so it has been a while. You know what I mean?
That he's
been rejected, let's say, because if they've been together 10 years, that's how long they've been together, but you don't know how his things before. So I do get what you're saying to a certain degree, but also it's like, just shut up, man, just hold the hell.
Literally.
Sorry, Ricardo. Like, I do feel peak for you, but just hold the L.
And
but we don't know what's happened.
I was going to say, because it really did just concentrate on Connor and Kirsty.
Yeah.
But from the glimpse that I got of the second episode, yes, they managed to
get some.
They managed to get some, but the scene that I saw, it just looked like an orgy.
Yeah,
I'm being so for real. Because I don't know why they don't just call it what it is. Because what makes me laugh with this show is because they have is it Dr. Laurie Beth?
Yeah.
And I'm like, please, just because you put a doctor in there, we're supposed to be like, oh, this is all like scientific research. Shut up, please. It's just a
Do you know what's
really
so weird?
Kinky way to have an orgy.
I think I came across a casting call for it.
Get lost.
Yes, because
oh no, didn't they though at the end of the show?
What I mean is, Thingy sent me another casting call, and when I clicked on, it wasn't that. When I clicked on the account, and then it said polyamorous or monogamous couples that are looking to experiment, and I was like, that can only be one flipping show. Let's be real, right?
And then there was you asking me if I would wanted to apply. Hell to the no. You know, because the thing with me is, I'm not a prude. I'm really not. Yeah, but I just feel that certain things. You know what I mean? Like me, the ages that I am, I don't feel the need to experiment in the respects of a threesome or a foursome or orgy or any of that. And you know me already. I'm always going to come back to the spiritual side of things and sexual partners. But one thing that I couldn't get, and this is the other side, there's still that the child in me that'll be like, oh my gosh, you know, when the people were in the garden and they were just all naked, enjoying themselves, and then they were playing some game, and the man, he jumped, and when he jumped, I saw his meat and two veg jump as well, and I was like, what is this? And then he turned around and ran, and then I just saw a full moon, and I was like, nah, like I couldn't be in that environment. I just couldn't. Like when, you know, like they've got resorts, you know, in different countries. And I know for a fact they've got one in Jamaica, and it's called Hedonism. And it basically is a nudist hotel. Like, and I think to myself, like, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong for a minute. I'm not judging anybody, because let me tell you something. If you, pardon the pun, have the balls to walk around in your birthday suit amongst complete strangers, you're a better person than me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Would you go to one of them places?
I wouldn't go on purpose.
What do you mean? If you got kidnapped and taken there?
No, but if I like accidentally booked it and didn't realise it.
Could you imagine? So then you get there, Skyla, and you realise,
well,
when you walk into reception, you just see a man walking and his thing's flapping. You see a woman with her breasts out and everything, and then you realise where you are.
See, the thing is, for me, is I feel like, I don't know, I feel pretty comfortable in my body.
I love that.
I think
I would be trying to hide behind everything, every plant pot, every pillar, everything.
First of all, I think
cushion.
The closest I think I get to it is being in a bikini, or even to take the bikini top off. I don't think I'd ever be able to, because I don't even like Beckett looking at me and I'm getting changed. Like, come on. But you know, so I don't think personally I could be naked around strangers. My boobies is one thing. But even then, I feel like for me, no shade, but I just get grossed out at naked people, because I don't think, like, unless I find them attractive, they're not attractive. You know, so then it's just gross.
But it's also that thing, if you just look and someone's just ogling you, just staring at you, and they're blatantly staring at your breasts or your butt.
They're getting hard quickly because it's just there. They're just naked.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, one of us is going to have to take one for the team and go there, because I need to know. I need to know what happens.
Go
I'm not going. Not
so then that would insinuate that.
No, because you said you're comfortable in your skin.
Yeah, but
I am, but not that comfortable.
What if I throw up because everyone else is throwing? No, because genuinely, like, I have a phobia of other naked people. Like, I wouldn't want no one to even breathe in my direction.
And I'm just thinking, like, what? So when they're going to get food, They're
So they
bits
must
of-
have to wear
because
clothes
I'll
at the
just think
food
of pubic
place.
hair and shit.
Yeah, they must have to put clothes on when they're eating.
It's a whole nother world that we will never experience, Skylar. But yeah, so that was Open House, the Great Sex Experiment. So for
Yeah.
those of you that live in the UK, I say that live in the
Yeah,
UK, but anywhere you are, you can pretty much watch
Yeah, it's on
anything.
Channel 4
So it's Channel 4.
or on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube as well. Yeah, but yeah, it was very, very entertaining.
Yeah.
Oh, and educational.
Don't.
So I think on that note, we'll leave it here. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, I am sending an abundance of love and light. It's goodbye from me, Michelle, and goodbye from Skylar.
Bye.
Bye.